Hello guys, my name is Dr. Varun and you are watching Chlorophyll classes only on YouTube, where all your queries, doubts about the biology is simplified and given to you. Well, this video is for the 11th class students or those who are going through with the 11th class topics from the biology. In this video, we're gonna be talking about something which is not present in your NCERT, but still the part of your curriculum for your NEET examination. Of course, this thing would come up in your 12th class syllabus also. So students from 12th class can also take the reference from this video for it. Today's topic is from the chapter Plant Kingdom, where we're going to be studying about the fifth division of the plant kingdom, that is angiosperms. In angiosperms, we have to remember the fact about it, how they look like. Well, gymnosperms are called as what? They are called as the naked seed plants because their seed is not covered by the fruit. Here the fruits are present, means their seed is covered, okay, and they are what? Flowers. They have flowers. So they are called the angiosperm are what? Flowering plants. Flowering plants. Plus they have what? Fruits. Fruits present. Basically, what is fruit? The ovary, that is a female reproductive structure, because that is a part of a flower. Since flower is not present in gymnosperm, so no context like ovary is present. Here the female part is called as gymnosium and gynoecium. Sorry, not gymnosium. What I'm saying, gynoecium. And it has what? A structure called ovary. Inside it only the ovule present. I told you what? Ovule change into seed, if you remember the gymnosperm. If not, go back and see that life cycle of gymnosperms and relate with the angiosperm. This way understanding should be there. Let's just see that basically in angiosperm what is happening. Basically the things that is taking place over here is what? That your ovule, similar like gymnosperm, change into seed, but it is covered by ovary wall, by ovary. So now what happens? Simultaneously ovary also change into what? Fruit. We will learn about it later. Okay, let's just see more facts about it. Now the angiosperms, they are what? They have vascular bundle present and all the things. What is the characteristic thing? The characteristic thing is that this is the only division which has what? Vessels present, xylem vessels, no substitute, nothing, because before it also xylem vessels were not present. But then you will say that, sir, we written over there that albuminous cell instead of companion cells, sieve cells instead of sieve tubes. Beta, but they are what? They are the same synonym working structure, or more we say that a primitive of structure. But vessels were never present over there. So vessel is what? Characteristic structure of it. So vessels are characteristic. Of course, these are also characteristic structure as well as. Okay. So vessels are characteristic feature to this division. So what are the three things? Flower, fruits and vessels. Okay. Next come that where they are present. Wide variety of environment they are present. Okay. Some big tall ones are also present. Smaller ones are also present. Okay. So this is a basic thing which we have to remember. Wolffia is the smallest one, and taller ones like eucalyptus, redwood sequoia, these are the taller ones of it. Okay. Which is given in your NCERT. So we have to remember. Let's just dive directly into more facts. What are the other facts? Since their leaves could be simple, compound, roots are tap roots, or fibrous roots are there, depending upon their divisions. So here you have to remember the fact that in angiosperms, what happened? There are further two classes are there. Okay, so classes of angiosperm. So what are the classes of angiosperms? One is dicotyledonous, dicotyledonous, which is in short written as dicot, having two cotyledons. Okay, another is the monocotyledons, that is monocots. Now what would be your question from here in your NEET examination, that which of the following that you will study from 11th 12th class belongs to monocot, belongs to dicots? This fact you have to remember. So these are what the classes based on it. If we say that which is more advanced, so monocot is advanced, evolutionary more advanced, and dicot are the primitive. They come first as the angiosperm. Next important fact is that in dicot we will see a certain characteristic called as secondary growth. What it is we will learn in the chapter anatomy in flowering plants, which we're gonna be completing in July itself. Okay, that is the next month. Okay, that is basically what they show, the secondary growth, but that is seen only in case of dicot stem and the roots, not in the leaves. In stem and roots. In monocot, no secondary growth is seen. Okay, this fact you have to remember. Gymnosperms also show what? Secondary growth in their stem and the roots. Okay, let's just dive into more. That is what, after that, the life cycle, which we have to remember. So here only we're going to be starting with the life cycle of angiosperm. Now here they are what? Sporophyte. Their main body is diploid only, like gymnosperms. So there will be also what? Sporophytic body. That is sporophytic main body. Plant body means they will be diploid. Means that, does that means that there won't be any gametophytic body? It will be there, but it will be dependent on the sporophyte. Okay, and very limited few cells only. Remember that in that we said that Pinus and Citrus, their gametophytic pollen grain is 5 or 6 cell stage, and the female is like that way. Okay, same thing over here, that gametophyte would be dependent on the sporophyte and will be present over here. How they will be present over here? Let's just see into it. So if this is our one such plant, okay, let's just start. So this is our plant. This is the roots, and this is what? This is its main leafy body. Okay, so imagine that this is your sporophytic angiosperm. Okay, so this is what? Your main plant body. Now in this plant body, the reproductive structures will form. Their reproductive structure would be what? They will be formed inside a special structure called as flower. So flower contains reproductive structure, special thing. Now here, similar, these plants could be monoecious or dioecious, means maybe the male present in the same, or it could be present on the different one. So these plant could be what? Can be monoecious depending upon species, or dioecious. Okay, now let's just see that this is the flower. I'm just making a rough diagram of the flower. So in this flower, what happened? Okay, this flower don't look good. Wait, let's make the simplest one. Okay, in this flower, this is what? Your petals. This is what? Your sepals. And on this is what? In the center, there will be presence of what? Female structure. And around it, surrounding would be what? There will be male structure. So this male structure, this one is called as androecium. This is what? Male sex organ. Okay, whereas this is what? This is gynoecium, which is what? Your female sex organ. Okay, they all are diploid structure. Everything is diploid. That is why they are sporophytic. Everything is diploid. Now, where is the gametophytic generation gonna start? Let's just see. Now, in this, the male part, androecium, there will be presence of what? There is a presence of anther structure inside it. Which is the anther structure, beta? This structure. So this you might have done in 10th class. Okay. In the anther, there is a presence of what? There is a presence of spore. Okay. So those spores that will be present, that will be made by the initially some structure called as spore mother cell. Okay. So this spore mother cell is 2N. It will undergo what? Meiosis. And once it will undergo meiosis, it will form what? Microspores. And since meiosis is being done, means what? Meiosis is, if you remember that it is what? A reductional division. So 2N thing will become what? N. So all the microspore would be what? N. Now same thing with the female one over here, gynoecium. They will also have what? They will have spore mother cell. Spore mother cell of the female. This is female, this is male spore mother cell. Not much we will remember here because in 12th it will come. Okay. So if there is any 12th class student, they let me know that in the comment section what we call the male spore mother cell or the female spore mother cell. What is their scientific name or what is the name we give it in our NCERT. Okay. So this will form what? Megaspore. Same like this, meiosis. Now as this haploid thing form, this becomes what? This is the initiation of your what, beta? This is the initiation of your gametophytic generation. So from here starts what? Gametophytic generation. So this is what? Gametophytic life. Okay. So this is what? Our gametophytic life. Now what will happen in them? Let's just come back. Now as this microspore would be there, it will undergo a process and form what? It will form your male gamete. Okay. Meanwhile, this will form what? It will form the egg. That is the female gametes. Now this male and female gamete would be what? NN. Before this, they will be present inside a structure. Okay. That is, here it is called as pollen grain. And here it is called as embryo sac. Means it is what? Female egg contained in a house like structure. So male house, male gametophyte is what? Pollen grain. Female gametophyte is called as embryo sac. What do we call the female gametophyte in gymnosperm? Endosperm. Okay. Now what will happen? This male gamete and the egg, they both will fertilized. Fertilization will occur. And as the fertilization occur, what will happen? A 2N generation zygote will form. Okay. Now this zygote would be present, like would be covered inside what? Seed. Present inside seed. And this seed, when it is sown in soil, it will form the main body. This much you have to remember. Since the zygote form, what happened, beta? It leads to the formation of again what? The sporophytic generation. So can you see that how less was the gametophytic generation? Means only this structure, which is also present inside this area. Okay. Whereas female, this whole thing, maximum part is what? Sporophytic generation. So that's why they are called as sporophyte. Okay. They are sporophytic generation. This is all about the angiosperms. Let's just go into the next topic, that is the life cycles. We have already done it, but here we will remember the facts. Okay, we will learn it with the facts. So what is the facts? First of all, when you have to remember the life cycle of plants, or it is also called as alteration of generation. Alteration of generation. What generation? Means gametophytic or sporophytic, diploid, haploid change that is coming up. Okay, so I have told you the fact. What is the fact? The fact is that there will always be certain way of remembering it. Way of remembering it means what? Way of remembering means, okay, this don't look good. Where would be then? Over here. Okay, we will remember it from here. So what is the fact? We have to remember that what thing will make what thing. So always remember that a sporophyte means spore containing, means it will make what? Spores. So always remember how a life cycle look. Okay, starting with the sporophyte. So if the sporophyte part is active, it will always make sporophyte. Phyte means house, spore means spore. So the thing which is the house of spore, phyta word means what? House. So spore house will always gonna make spores only, beta. And always remember, sporophyte is 2n, but your spore is n, means half ploidy level, means half chromosome only. If the half chromosome is there, what kind of a meiosis, like cell division they will do? Meiosis, because meiosis is what? Reductional division. Remember the fact. Now, spores will always form what? A different body, and that body is what? That body is your gametophyte. Okay, so it will make what? It will make gametophyte. Gametophyte. Spores will always germinate and form this, whether on the same body or on the different body is the difference. Okay, or maybe free living. Okay, gametophyte word itself says that gamete, phyte, house of gamete. So house of gamete will make what? Gamete only. Easiest thing to remember, gametes. And we know that, okay, gametes are what? Gametes are always haploid. Okay, that is N. And if the gametes are like this, means they are making what? A gametophyte is itself N, because spore was N, it germinates, it will form N body, means N to N formation, means same ploidy level we want to give it to the next structure, means mitosis. Okay, so this will be what? This will be your mitosis. Mitosis. And this gametes, when they will join, okay, this gamete come, another gamete will come, two different gamete will come, they will form what? Zygote, the first 2n cell which will grow into sporophyte. You will remember this fact. If you remember this storyline, life cycle is just like butter, smooth like butter. Let's just see it. If you remember this fact, let's just start our main thing. That is what? That is the life cycle. So the first life cycle that we're going to studying is the haplontic life cycle. So first one is what? Haplontic life cycle. Who shows haplontic life cycles? Seen in most of the algae. Most of algae. Okay, so algae will have what? This. Okay, in that most of the algae, there are certain algae exceptions which goes into different life cycle. That we will learn later. Okay, so most of the algae will come under what? Haplontic life cycle. Now what will happen? Means in their body, haplontic means they will be what? Gametophytic only. So adult, we will start with the adult. So this is what? This is the N. This is the adult. Okay, and this adult is what? Gametophytic. Because N means what? Gametophyte, made up of gametes. Okay, they will make gametes. So it made a gamete. Okay, So with the help of mitosis, because you know na, gametophyte has to make gametes. Gametes is always haploid, means mitosis will occur. Okay, so just remember the fact which I told you, go back and see that again. So it will make gamete. So this is what gamete. One gamete. I told you that if you have studied about algae, you know that there could be isogamete and isogametes and oogametes. I am making what? An anisogamete. Okay, so this is there, and this one is non-movable one. Okay, looking more like what? Your oogametes. Okay, and this is female gamete. This is what? Male gamete. This is a female gamete. Now what happened? They join together and they forms what? A 2n generation. That is what? A 2n. This is what? Your zygote. Because whenever the gametes will join, I have already told you back that it will make what? It will make zygote. Now what happened with this zygote beta? This zygote is not representing the original ploidy. See over here, the original is n only. This is double n. So here what happened? In this zygote, it will divide. Okay, here only it will divide, and if it has to reduce its ploidy level, means which division it will do? Meiosis. Okay, so this zygote represent what? It represent sporophyte. Okay, now what will happen? It will divide. It will divide. It will do meiosis, and it will form what? 4 different spores. Okay, 4 different spores will be there. So these are what? This is zygospores we call it. Okay, so these spores will be formed, which are what? All haploid, and each will go into what? This. Each grow into this. So can you see that the haplontic life cycle, most part is what? It is yellow in color. The yellow thing is representing what? It's representing the haploid part. Okay, and the pink color is representing what? Diploid part. See how less it will be present. So if I had to show you this thing in terms of structure, then how it will look like? Okay, wait, this don't look good. Yeah, so how it will look like, this whole life cycle in this term, most part is what? It is your colored. This is till here. Okay, so this part is what? Gametophytic. So most part is gametophytic. The small part which is there is what? Sporophytic. That's it. So this is how the life cycle will look like. Most of it is what? It is haplontic life cycle. So since most part is representing the gametophytic generation, that is what? That is haplontic life cycle, which is seen in case of what? Algae. Okay, I hope all the points you might have heard it very well. Let's just move into the next one, that is diplontic life cycle. Diplontic is just opposite of it. Not the diplontic life cycle is seen by what? You will say that, sir, you have told that sporophyte represent the diplontic body, means whichever those have sporophyte as the major plant body or main plant body will have what? Diplontic life cycle, means a gymnosperm and angiosperm. In their cases, gymnosperms and angiosperm, gametophyte is dependent and highly reduced in their cell number. Okay, and this diplontic life cycle is also seen by one another organism, that is ficus. Ficus belongs to diplontic life cycle, but it is what? It is belonging to which phylum? Sorry, which division? It's sorry, not the division. It's the division, that is algae. Normally I told you that most of the algae is haplontic, but this becomes the exception to it. So we will remember that diplontic life cycle seen in gymnosperm, angiosperm and ficus. important thing is remembering this ficus. Ficus is what? It is a algae. So it is an exception. So what happened in their case? Here the story will start from a diploid structure. Diploid structure is beta what? Sporophyte. Okay, so the story starts from the sporophyte. So okay, wait. Sporophyte is the main body. So main body would be what? 2n. Imagine that the plant has a main body of 2n. Now sporophyte will make spore, I told you. Okay, so it did what? It did its work and makes what? Spores. Spores are what, beta? They are haploid. We will make it with haploid thing. We are making with a yellow color. Pink color is for the diploid. Okay, so spores will be made. These spores will be made through what? Meiosis, because reductional division, 2n to n, half will be done by what? Meiosis. Okay, so spores would be produced and these spores will make what? It will make the structure called as gametophyte. The gametophyte will make the, will be n. This gametophyte will make what? Gamete. Now what will happen? Same the female gamete. Imagine that this is the male gamete. Same the female gamete will be there. And what will happen? They will fertilized. When they will fertilized, n plus n beta, what will happen? 2n will happen. So it will again come back to what? 2n structure. This structure, once the gamete fuses, the structure that forms, its name is always, everywhere, wherever the species, whatever the species, whatever the organism, will be called what? Zygote. So it forms zygote. Now this zygote resemble with the sporophyte. So it will what? It will grow into this. It will grow into adult. Now over here what you see that most part is pink in color, means what? It is representing the sporophyte, whereas gametophyte is very small part of it. Okay, so if we have to make a circle of it, how it will look? It will look something like this. So most part is what? It is sporophyte or the sporophytic, and very less part would be what? Gametophytic. Diplontic life cycle. Next comes the haplodiplontic life cycle or diplohaplo life cycle. Depending upon which is more, which is less, we wrote it like that. So the next is the haplodiplontic life cycle. Now this is being seen by what? Bryophytes and pteridophytes. But that's not the all. There are other organisms, fungi also, which shows that. Sorry, the other algae also which shows that. Now the question is, the algae is showing this also. So certain examples for that is also there with us. So seen by what? Bryophytes, pteridophytes. In pteridophyte, it's diplohaplontic type. Whatever is the main plant body will come in the front. Okay. Pteridophytes, some algae like this, you have to remember: Ectocarpus, kelps, and Polysophonia. These three ones. The remembering about the algae is the most important thing. Rest everything is fine, no issue. Let's just see that what's happened in their case. In their case, if it is bryophytes, in case of bryophytes, what's gonna happen? The main body is gametophytic. So main body is gametophytic. Gametophytic body will do what? It will make gametes. Now what will happen? The gametes here to here, they will come and join, and beta, once they will join, what they will form? Zygote. This zygote will do what? It will form the structure called, it will grow and form the sporophyte. Once this sporophyte is being formed, this sporophyte will make what? Spores. Okay, and the spores will again germinate. Understood? adult. If it is a pteridophyte, okay, let's just see that. If it is a pteridophytes, so adult would be what? Adult would be sporophyte. The sporophyte makes what? It will make spores. Spores. Now these spores will make what? It will make gametophyte. You know that their gametophyte could be dioecious or monoecious depending upon. Okay. Then this gametophyte will make gametes. Gametes will fuse and forms what? Again it will form zygote. Zygotes will develop into what? Adult this. So this is the second one, is one shown by what? It's shown by the pteridophytes. Okay, but here what happened? Half part is the gametophytic generation, half part is the sporophytic generation. So if someone will ask you that how their circle will look like, so if we have to see it in the circle, over here I am making it, and one more here. So now most of the part, half of the thing is there, major part is what? Gametophytic. Here also if you see that this, okay, this is gametophytic, little bit more would be the other part. That's it. This is what? Sporophytic. This part would be what? It would be sporophytic. So this is how you have to remember. Means it is an alteration of generation. 45 to 55 difference would be there in their case, irrespectively. Means for example, in bryophytes, more will be what? Your this. Okay, in sporophyte, sorry, in pteridophytes, more would be the sporophytic part of the generation. Okay, so this is what? This is your haplodiplontic life cycle. More than this is also sometime asked to you, which is at present is not in your syllabus. We might do it some of the question sessions. Well, that's all with this chapter. If you learn this chapter, understood this chapter, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, because I know that so many things, so many pointers I want to highlight, I try to highlight in it. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends. The notes for this chapter and every part is present on my Telegram channel and on the WhatsApp channel, link is there. There both Telegram and WhatsApp channel link will be in the description, you can check it out. And that's all for this video. In the next upcoming class, we're going to be start for the 11th class, that is animal kingdom, that is a zoology topic. Let's just finally start something zoology on this chapter for the session 2026 finally. And the plan is for the July month, we would be completing 3 chapters from 11th class. That would be what? Animal kingdom, morphology of flowering plants, and the anatomy of the flowering plants. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much.